Let's review example 1. And what we're doing here is finding the least squares line or the best fit line for this set of data. To begin, we're going to turn the calculator on. Let's clear the display. And we're going to be working with the Stat button. And what we need to do here is edit. So we're going to enter some lists, press enter. I would think your lists are blank. We're going to carefully record the first coordinates, the x's. And these are pretty straightforward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The y's maybe not so much. So let's get those there. 1, 3, 4, 3, 6. Be sure after you put 6 in that you press enter. And the screen should look exactly like this, as pictured at the right. And that's the first step. The next step is we're going to go to what's called stat plot, press the second key, and press the y equals key. Now make sure that the stat plot is turned on, and so I'm going to notice that it's marked off. There's more than one. They're all marked off. Let's turn this one on by pressing an enter. And the defaults are what we want. The first type is a scatter plot. The x's were in list 1, L1, and the y's were in L2. And the mark is when the plots are pointed, what they're going to look like in the plane. So I'm just going to choose the defaults, and I'm going to press enter. I'll press second quit to leave this window. Now when I go to stat plot, you'll see that it's turned on. And everything that I had there is as before. So we were just checking that. Now we're going to actually plot this data, and to plot it, we're going to press the zoom key. And down at the bottom is zoom stat. In the future, I might just say zoom 9. And we're going to press enter. And you'll notice that those are our data points plotted. Our 5 data points are now plotted in the XY plane. Let me slide this down so we can continue. And let's bring back the calculator that disappeared. That's my data. Now I actually want to get the equation. So I'm going to press the stat key again. And this time I'm going to make a calculation. And I'm going to go down to number 4. This is what's called a linear regression. We want the linear line, the best fit line. And I'm going to press enter. And now we need a series of arguments. And those arguments are, where are my x's? So I'm going to tell the calculator by pressing second 1 or list 1, and I'm going to separate these arguments with commas. My y's were in list 2. and I want to store my equation in a location called y1. And to get y1, I'm going to press the vars key, the y vars key, number 1, number 1. So it should look just like this. And now when I press enter, I'm going to get an equation. So let me cycle down a little bit. And let me bring back the calculator. Now, I don't have something turned on to give me the r squared and the r values, but we're not going to need those. We can keep it simple. R squared is what we call the fit value, and r is the correlation value. We don't need them. What we're looking for is the equation, and the equation is A is 1 and B is 0.4. The equation is y equals 1x plus 0.4. If I go to my graph key, you'll see now my points, the 5 points that I had plotted earlier, and now on top of those 5 points is graph the equation, and that equation is what you see there at the left. It is the 1x plus 0.4, and that's how it fits the data. If you need to see the equation, you can press the y equals key, and there it is. So much for example 1.